Hi, Mark here, and welcome to part two of the road trip from Spain back to the UK. I hope you enjoyed part one and that you didn't feel it was too much of a ramble. Sorry about some of the camera noise. Even though the car's really quiet, the camera, and I should say the microphone, because it's just my Samsung phone that I filmed it all on, picks up quite a lot of the sort of combination of road noise and wind noise hitting the screen, because the phone's just attached to the windscreen with, just one of those sat nav type holders. So I hope that the road noise and stuff wasn't too much of a distraction, and I hope you'll enjoy the second part now, where I go through northern Spain, finish off the last part and in through to the French border and into the second part of the journey. Obviously this was filmed after I did the journey, when I got back home, but I realised I hadn't done any transition bits or whatever, because sort of never gave it a lot of thought really when I was just driving. But anyway, I hope you'll forgive me for all the imperfections and get the gist of the journey, and hope that it inspires you to do something similar, because it's a lot of fun. Anyway, let's carry on. Now I'm going to magically be in my car driving through northern Spain. Just wanted to give you some idea of perspective of the terrain in this country. So for the last kind of, 25 minutes, maybe more, we've been going sort of uphill into the mountains of northern Madrid. And this is the signs here that say see you soon. So we're sort of out of the Madrid province now. We're going downhill, and it's quite my ears are popping actually. It's quite a long drop downhill, going through this sort of pine region. And in the distance there, I don't know if this camera really gives you the perspective, because at the end of the day it's just my trusty old Samsung phone. But you can see there's a lot of flat areas in Spain, and then it goes into this massive transition of mountains, and it's quite abrupt. And you can probably see, there's a bit of like haze there, heat haze and low cloud. But because it's still only 9 degrees up here, so it's still quite cool. And when I got out for my coffee, it was like 5 degrees there, and I thought, God, sitting in a nice cozy warm car, I'd been sat in the same leather seat for 6 hours, so as you can imagine, I was quite toasty. So getting out of the car rather, and sort of feeling it was only 5 degrees is a bit of a shock when you haven't been exposed to any cold weather and not really acclimatised to it. It's quite a jolt to the system. But you can see out in front of us there how flat the area that we're going into, and we're heading, the next sort of major place is a place called Burgos, and then I'll be picking up the toll roads up towards the French border. I don't normally like to use the toll roads because I'm a bit of a cheapskate, to be honest. But on this particular time, I've been promised a Sunday roast at some friends who live in the Limoges area, and so I'm going to try and make way and get there in time for a bit of supper, and I'll let you know my progress. Anyway, enjoy some of the scenery. Spectacular rock outcrops here. The camera often doesn't do them justice, but I'm sure you can see this one looks pretty cool. And I'm just going to drive right through it by the power of magic. Whoa. Night vision. You can see the rock just tunneled it out. So at the risk of sounding like a geography anorak, I just wanted to share a bit of this countryside up here, because in this northern part of Spain, for a start, there's names there I can't even pronounce, and my Spanish is alright. But the buildings are all different, because it's
you know, a lot more alpine. They get a lot colder weather here, so it's more like the sort of typical. Well, actually, it reminds me of Switzerland. So we're sort of still up in the mountains. Actually, it looks very green and lush. Reminds me of Wales. It's like a very heavy mining area or something. It's just got that feel about it. I don't know if they do any mining here. They might have done, but it's got this kind of Welsh Swiss feel to it. That would be an interesting mix, wouldn't it? So we're going into some town by the look of it, and I'm about maybe half hour from the French border now. So yeah, there we go. Just making good progress. The roads are pretty typical of you know it's a Sunday, but every time I do this journey, there's never much traffic on these roads. I'm on a toll road anyway, but it's a big long road because it goes through a lot of tunnels. I think it's about 15 euros on this section, but it's you know, it's worth it, because otherwise you would add another 2 hours onto the journey going around all the little towns and avoiding the mountains, which the tunnels obviously just blast right the way through. Mendaro Azcoitia or something like that. So anyway, on we go. A bit earlier, I was coming out onto a junction, and this thing, I think it was a Lambo, pulled up alongside and legged it, and I can see him now. He's obviously stopped for fuel somewhere. He's in my rear view mirror, but he's being very restrained, so I thought I would wait for the minute he's going to come past and just show you a bit of Lambo action. Here he comes. Looks like a Latvian plate or something. Pretty cool. Nice. Don't see many Lambos around on the road. Let's go to Porto Banús. Bit of excitement. We'll catch him later. Maybe we won't. So I'm just having a 5-minute break. This is typical of one of the service stations. So this is another Repsol. You can see we're just on the French border now. Just literally about to go through to France. The car's running great. Just going to have myself a little coffee. Cheers. And just rinse my face, and I had a little wake up. And as you can see, you know, it's a beautiful day. So it's about 2ish now. I'm just going to go into France, and then the home run up through Bordeaux into see my friends in Limoges. So I'll catch you in a bit. I'm literally just going through the border now into France. So this is the sort of the customs route thingy. Okay, so I'm in France at the moment, and just heading between the French border and Bordeaux. So that bit from the border of Spain to Bordeaux is actually a really long, boring triple lane carriageway, and there's 3 toll sections on there, which are like €3.60 each. So it's not big money. The road's a lot busier now, and I don't know if you can tell by the light. You know, it's not very sunny now. It's about 4 o'clock, and I've done 794 miles, and I'm still averaging 27.5 miles to the gallon, so I'm pretty pleased with that. Since I filled up at the border, I've done about 100 miles, and the range is telling me that I've got 454 miles in the tank still, so nice. And I'm going to be heading to friends in the Charente region near Limoges, and having a Sunday roast apparently. So, and according to the sat nav, I've got about 2 hours 120 left, and it's about 200 miles left to go, just under. So, I don't know if there's much more to update, but the dual carriageway is pretty boring. I might flip the camera and just give you a taste of it. Basically, it's just it's a dual carriageway. You know how fun they can be. There you go. 3-lane carriageway, good surface. I don't mind paying the €3.60 because the alternative, well, it's nearly €12 by the time you've paid for the whole section. But you know, the alternative is to be driving around the French countryside, which is all very nice if you're not on a timetable and you want to explore, because it's a beautiful part of the world here. You've got Bayonne and Biarritz and the border with San Sebastian, so it's a beautiful part of the world. It's where the Atlantic coast, the Atlantic Sea meets the French and Spanish coast in the Bay of Biscay. So it's a pretty rugged part of the world. It's very nice, but I don't have time to explore that too much on this particular journey. So anyway, there you go. Lots of dual carriageway, and it's trying to rain as well. So there you go. Probably get a bit more of this on my way back to England. Anyway, so catch you later on the next segment. So I'm about an hour out from my destination now. I've been driving for almost exactly 13 hours, or give or take the 10 minutes for fuel stops and stuff. Weather's closed in a bit, low cloud. It's very flat here, this part of France. If you can see much from out the window there. Well, it's not totally flat. It's not like driving across East Anglia, but it's not quite as flat as the plains of Spain. But to my sort of, I'm kind of heading across the middle of France now, from Bordeaux back in towards the middle, so it's sort of like to the east and south of me is where all the real mountainous bit is, which is the sort of top of where the Pyrenees Mountains join into sort of area that they call the Dordogne, and it's really picturesque if you know that part of the world. And I can't believe how quiet the French tarmac is on these dual carriageways. I was just sitting here thinking to myself, I couldn't really hear much at all. This actually bit is a bit noisier than the bit I was on sort of 5 minutes ago. But so nearly there. Just going past a place called Angoulême, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's in the Châteauneuf-Charente area, so it's a picturesque part of France. And I'll be arriving at some gîtes which are owned by a friend, as I say, in about an hour, and that will be my stop for this evening. So catch you there. Okay. So just on the last few minutes of the journey now. I had a good run time actually, 13.5 hours nearly. Just coming into, I think this is Chassanon, and it all looks very French, doesn't it? And the weather is all looking very English. So I'm just going to follow the sat nav into the last bit with my instructions. So just heading through, I can't remember if that was Chassanon, not that it really matters. And we've got the last couple of clicks to go. Let's turn those wipers off, they're really irritating. Into the French countryside. And wait my instructions for the next.
In 500 meters, slide right onto Les Cailloux.
Oh, Les who?
On Lusatia, then you will arrive at your destination.
And here we are.
You have arrived.
Oh, I have arrived. Here is the gîte. Here we are. Ba-dum. So here we are, 935 miles and 13 and a half hours later, and I'm knackered. I'm gonna sign off. Catch you on the next bit.